Hi, I'm Aubrey Shepard, and of course, we've got some nature photos from Fayetteville, Arkansas to show. And here they come. Well, of course, I can't name all of them. I've got the name on Flickr. If you go on my Flickr site, you'll find it named. If you go on some of my blogs, you'll find it named. There it is, standing next to a slender mountain mint plant. That's tall green milkweed, also one, of course, all of them grow on prairies nearly. But anyway, it's a prairie milkweed. This is on World Peace Wetland Prairie. And it's, most of those blooms weren't open in that case. This is the obedient plant, which I named wrong a couple of weeks ago, as I recall. And there's another wonderful dragonfly. Love those guys. That's a little bee or flower fly that acts like a bee, and it's on, did I say bee balm a while ago? Slender Mountain Mint's what that one's on. This wasp is on Asclepias tuberosa, and this is phlox. It's about to open up, and maybe on this same show we'll show you an open phlox, and that's bee balm. That's the wonderful thing that has drawn thousands of pollinators to World Peace lately. That is a clearwing moth. Hope I showed one last week, but I got showing a couple again this week. That's a very small gray hair streak, and it's on butterfly weed. That's another, some kind of flower fly, or possibly a solitary bee. Didn't have time to think about where these things I shot today, which is, of course, the 27th of July, 2011. There's a white and black, white with black spotted white sulfur butterfly. And there it's next to, or it's closer to us, it's a smaller butterfly. The one slight at right is the excuse me, not tiger, but zebra swallowtail. Here's another swallowtail-like critter that looks like something from space, but we'll see it again in a few minutes, I believe, on the same group. And yeah, there it is. It's see those from the back. What we saw there a second ago, is all that stuff you see on the wing, and there it is, another angle. So it's probably a close relative of the hair streaks, or might be in that category, but anyway, it's in the same size and shape and so forth. But that one is highly decorated in military-looking camouflage. No, he's not touching my hand right there, but that is a zebra swallowtail, and I was holding the plant, and he came back and lit on it after he'd flown away from me. Wind was blowing powerfully hard on this day, and that last shot is a tiger swallowtail on a thistle. Okay, well, tonight I'll be at the Planning Commission to hear what they say about the sale barn issue, and maybe say a few words myself. At the time you watch this, it may be time to start planning to go to the City Council to hear discussion of that and contribute your thoughts on the rezoning of the sale barn next to the National Cemetery. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepard asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the wood green. See you. Okay, we're looking at a slideshow today from the pictures made on the 27th of June, 2011, and I'm Aubrey Shepard. Okay, that's World Peace Wetland Prairie. That's the Peace Circle Garden. And look, a tiny grasshopper, longhorn grasshopper to be, a nymph they might call him, and he's on a starting to open nicely coneflower of the echinacea type. And there's a butterfly or moth, I'm not sure. It's on bee balm, and wild bergamot, others will call it. And I didn't have any chance to try to find out if that's a moth or a butterfly. That's Lonoceros sempervirens, wild native honeysuckle on the left. And aha, here we go. Here is phlox, and this is a low-growing kind of phlox. It's wild native, but it's growing on the World Peace Wetland Prairie. And there are tall ones that are quite common in Fayetteville right now, both kinds. There's a little bug that I photographed from several angles, and only 2 or 3 times did it even come out clear enough to see what he might be. I can't tell you. Okay, that's the tall kind of phlox, and that also has just started blooming in many areas, and it's got probably a bee or flower fly on it. That's looking north toward the apartments. See the apartments in the background? These are button bushes at World Peace Wetland Prairie and at the Pinnacle Wet Prairie. I think I got some from both places there. But anyway, that's a wonderful wetland species. If it's growing and you're not watering it, it must have its feet in water or the soil is moist all the time. Okay, there's another little brown tan butterfly. Maybe it's the one we saw a while ago, but it's on slender mountain mint, and that's a different kind of a pollinator that I couldn't identify easily. It's got crossed wings. Maybe that's a tip. There's one I thought was really neat. It's the greenish pale part of it is a chartreuse look to me, and again we've got the mountain mint. This is out on Pinnacle Prairie, and that's some of the native wildflowers with a different little pollinator there. Just so many, and I'm going to a presentation tonight, 27th of June. Too late for you if you didn't know about it ahead of time, about these very things. Okay, this is Baptisia. It's a native wild white indigo, or false indigo, some say. The difference in that one that's open and you see the little orange parts, it's male and female parts showing there. That's because the bumblebees had his proboscis inside that flower and left it open. They don't just stand open. There's another one. A bumblebee's been in there and opened it up, and if you get there quickly, you may catch it still open. See that in my hand? Looks like there's a spider's legs. I didn't even know that when I took the picture. Yeah, there's the offending bumblebee that opens up those flowers of the Baptisia white wild indigo and leaves them open for photographers like me who come along, or those who want to view such things. So until next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to don't mow anything natural that's growing, any native plants, and do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.